I'm Jamie Ailing with ProctorU, and I'm the CFO. We decided to use FloQast because we are constantly looking for technology that allows us to scale. So we've actually grown from a $8 million company to a $30 million company over the last 3.5 years, without increasing our headcount. With that, we actually had tried BlackLine first, and we were actually really dissatisfied with the BlackLine. It was overly complicated and just not a good fit for our organization. Over a few very rough months of trying to implement BlackLine, we didn't actually launch successfully and continued to be stuck in a contract paying for a few years with absolutely no value. So before we decided to go with a close management software, I was looking for something to help with communication. So I traveled quite a bit to our different locations, domestic and internationally. And being able to manage the team, especially if I have to travel during the month close process, was very intensely difficult when I can't be there face to face. So trying to have different hangouts in different time zones and emails about where the entire close process was to ensure that we actually closed on time. Too much pressure. It really came down to communication at the end of the day. A few years ago, our close actually took us about 45 days. Now we do the close in 8 business days, and we have hopes to actually go down to closer to 3 days, further integrations in technology. I love the analytics. Being able to see the visibility into the bottlenecks on the team we have with only one senior accountant and then an accounting associate, being able to actually see the allocation of work between the people and where things are getting clogged, and then kind of that trend line as we go through. Me as a CFO, I don't really actually see most of the work until the very end of the close. So I'm always just trying to see where are we at, how are we doing, and how is the team doing. And going into the analytics section really allows me that insight to see, is someone hung up? Is there a stack of work sitting on one staff member's plate while the other team members are all waiting for additional work to come their way? I feel much less stressed out now that we have FloQast because I don't actually have to go into every file and review a trial balance export to all of the supporting documents. At the end of the year, honestly, with the audit, now I have the assurance that I didn't have before, that we have all the correct documentation in place, right? All the organization of the file folder in itself just gives me that peace of mind that I never had before, that we have all the files we need to, even the supporting entries and PDFs of other journal entries. It gave us a leg up on the organization going into the audit every year that we never had. Our team had a really positive reaction overall to the implementation of FloQast. They really liked the communication tool part of it, not having me, at the end of the day, really micromanaging what the status of each reconciliation and each open item. Quite a few times they would come to me and say, well, this was done and it was done 2-3 days ago, and meanwhile I didn't know because I didn't receive the communication that it was done. The team's actually been able to step up and own higher level functions. So instead of being really only transactional focused, they're actually able to take a step back. I was able to promote who was the accounting associate up to an accountant, now senior accountant over the last few years. And so she's preparing financial statements in Intact now because she has the time to, without having to manage all the nitty-gritty things she did without FloQast. So again, removing 5 to 10 hours every close from her plate alone enabled her to really own the back end of the process of financial reporting, which she would have never had the opportunity to do before. Even though we're not the engineering team, when we're not the sales team, we can still be part of that culture and leverage technology. FloQast has given me the peace of mind at the end of each close that I can actually say I know everything is tied out. I don't have to second guess. I don't have to worry if the controller's actually going through and reviewing, because I can see with my own eyes the date and time everything was reviewed, the fact that everything still ties out, and that we can lock down the entire financial process. So until the next close starts again, I'm not worried about the integrity of the financial data like I was before. I would strongly recommend FloQast. So again, that peace of mind that I gained that I didn't really know I was signing up for at the beginning. I thought it would just help us with communication and timeliness, but overall, just extremely satisfied.